Hello, hello, my name is Emile and this is my dad.
I'm Jim.
This is my fish and today we're going to be talking about shrimp. So shrimps are just an amazing thing, eh?
Oh my God, they're my favorite.
Yeah.
And you know what? We're not the only ones who think it's our favorites. It's the #1 seller of seafood products in North America.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
and what do you think
amazing.
the biggest shrimp is?
It's got to be like the size of my hand.
No. 19 inches.
Holy crow.
Something like that.
My God.
Yeah, and they're actually
That's got to
pretty
be
good.
a mouthful.
That's a 2 mouthful. And you know, shrimp are actually pretty good for you. Not the ones you like the deep fried ones, but these cocktail shrimp where there's nothing much done to them are actually pretty good for you.
That was supposed to be our little secret.
Well, you know, it's part of my diet.
Yeah. So what I've got here in front of me is a couple varieties of shrimp. We've got an Argentina pink shrimp here, shell on, so that's what you're seeing there. And then we've got a Pacific white shrimp here with the shells already removed. The tails are still going to be on here. That's sort of an aesthetic option. If you want them to come off before cooking, if you're doing something saucy, that might be a nice way to do them so that you're not having to get your hands into that saucy mixture.
Emile, I wanted to grill some more shrimp. Can you show us how to get the vein out of that?
Yeah, absolutely. So do you mind if I just borrow your scissors there?
Whoa, you're taking my tools.
So these shrimps are, they've actually already been scored down the back, but just to give a demo of how we'll go about deveining the shrimp, we're gonna take a regular pair of scissors, doesn't need to be anything fancy. Find sort of the hole in the front of the shrimp where the head would typically be. And we're gonna insert our scissors in there and just sort of cut up the back. Once we've exposed the inside, typically there would be a vein in there that we would pull out. You can kind of get it out with a paper towel in your finger, and if you need to rinse it to sort of finish it off, go for it.
And you know, as you do these, I'm thinking, you know, grilled shrimp with the shell on, phenomenal. I've got a little bit of salt and pepper in there, a bit of garlic and some olive oil. And I'm actually gonna leave the shrimp shell on because there's a lot of fat between the shell and the shrimp. So as you devein, I put in.
Exactly.
What else do we need to know when we're shopping? We're looking for a size, right? Do you want a big size?
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, shrimp, as we said, there's so many varieties of preparations as well as shrimp. Shrimp are usually sized by the amount of shrimp within a pound. So in this case, you're looking at like 16 to 20 in a pound, 21 to 25 in a pound. So that's sort of the terminology that we're talking about.
Keep on peeling, brother.
Yeah,
I need more shrimp. I've got a little secret at the end that I want to share with you, but these are one of your favorites.
Yes.
These are a cold water shrimp from Canada. Phenomenal flavor. Really, really nice. They're a wild shrimp. They come with the shell off. Super adaptable. You can use them in a saute. You can use them in a stir fry. You can even use them in a salad. They're just great like that, but I got a secret for it.
Okay.
The other wild one was the Argentinian.
Yeah.
And our favorites are the Gulf of Mexico whites.
Absolutely. Just a really tender shrimp, super flavorful. Now, one thing I want to mention about shrimp is that they do often come frozen. They thaw quickly. It's a great thing to keep in the fridge. These are actually a frozen version of this Pacific white here. Now, once we've thawed out our shrimp, there's a bunch of different ways to prepare them. Obviously, I showed you taking the tail off this one. Now, there's a great option called butterflying. That's when we're gonna kind of score the back of the shrimp. It's gonna splay it open, and what we're gonna be able to do then is really spread out that meat. So Jim, if you wanna just throw that one into the marinade there.
Man, who's in charge here? I'm the old guy.
My God, it feels weird calling you Jim.
I know, well, that's my name.
So you'll see here, there's a vein in this one, just as a little sample. They don't always get them all, so we can just pull that out. Now
so why don't you keep marinating those, or keep butterflying and throwing those on? I'm gonna keep grilling.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna mix up a really, really awesome little dish called the Mexican shrimp cocktail.
Okay, wow.
It's got your favorite in there, the cold water shrimp. So I'm gonna put a little bit of lettuce on the bottom, chopped parsley, and some greens.
Okay, this is looking classic. This is looking old school.
It does look pretty old school. And you know, shrimp cocktail is pretty old school, really.
Yeah, let me butterfly you some more shrimp.
Thank you.
You can do it, you can butterfly them still with the shell on. Doesn't have to necessarily be a shell off shrimp that's butterflied. These are lots of fun as well.
Now I'm gonna get in here because this is starting to be looking really good. I'm putting in the cold water shrimp. The nice thing about these is that really, you just thaw them out and they're ready to go. You can give them a quick rinse because they've got a bit of salt water on them. So that's like that.
Look at that.
I know. And this has all sorts of Mexican goodness and and avocado in it. Emile,
I think your shrimp are burning there.
I
Let me
fear
help
my
you out.
shrimp are on fire. There we go.
Oh, these are looking so great. And see, it's just whether the shell's on or the shell's off, that's really an option. They're always going to get nice color. They cook quick. Great smell coming off the grill here.
Yeah, they are. And you know, it's pretty easy to get it in onto a skewer too. Those ones from the bag end up being awesome shrimp. Like you said, super convenient. You can flip them into a pasta. You can flip them onto a skewer just like this. And don't be too worried about adding too much to a skewer. You can make a vegetable skewer on the side. Mine's just gonna have shrimp on it.
Amazing.
What's your favorite thing?
Favorite preparation for a shrimp?
Yeah.
I mean, grilling, you're really hitting my flavor notes there. I do love a good cocktail shrimp though. That's what we have here in this steamer basket. They're just a boiled shrimp and chilled down. You're getting a really nice texture there. And then, you know, when it comes to chilled shrimp, you got a lot of options in terms of dipping sauces.
And it's summertime.
That being said, I gotta see what you're working with here.
Well, taste it. It's to me, it's one of the awesome ideas for summer. So you got the cold water shrimp, you got the Mexican flavors, and you got a little bit of cold iceberg lettuce chilled up in the bottom. Super tasty, eh? It's almost grilled shrimp time.
That's awesome. I think I might need to go in for another bite.
All right, check this out.
So typically with cocktail shrimp, we're going to be dipping them in a sauce. That's going to be a sort of a ketchup, horseradish, lemon juice sauce.
I like a little Tabasco.
Such a classic, but
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
aioli. There's so many different options.
And these ones are grilled and ready to go. So I
Look
got
at
a couple
those.
here that are already grilled.
Yeah.
With the shell off, and these ones have the shell on it. They're my favorite. You get
Yeah.
a bit of char flavor, phenomenal.
That's what I was smelling.
It's gonna be a little messy. And just like eating an oyster, try one au naturel first.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Enjoy.
I think I'm getting messy. Oh my God, these are good. Not much to them, eh? Just salt, pepper, garlic. Wow.
Yummy.
Super char flavor. Wow. That's good. So tender too.